Hello, I hope you're enjoying the Connected Learner website. In this section, we've been looking at collaboration and the collaborative learner. We've looked at the benefits of students collaborating and some of the obstacles they can overcome by using a learning management system. When you look at group work with students, there's two terms, collaboration and cooperation. And though they seem very similar, they actually have very different learning outcomes. Let's start by looking at cooperation. When we offer a cooperation or a cooperative learning experience to our students, typically what happens is each group member will independently develop a portion of the given assignment, and then this portion will go into a final group product. An example assignment would be having a group design a digital poster about Anne Frank. With cooperative learning, the teacher is very specific and gives very clear guidelines as to what they want: a short biography, a timeline, accomplishments, impact, and also images and video clips. So typically our students would receive their assignment and then they would break off independently, with each becoming an expert in one section. Students would then take their knowledge, come back together, and share with one another what they've learned. In education, we call this jigsawing. And then finally, they'll take their information and put it into their digital poster. Clearly here you can see each student had one section. When students cooperate, or we see cooperative learning, it's really good for acquiring basic information, basic facts. It's also good for a teacher who is very structured and wants to have complete control over the assignment. We also see there's very specific goals and you're looking for very specific responses. However, to develop the 21st century learning skills that we're wanting to develop in our students, we're going to need to take the collaboration approach, allowing the learners to co-labor in a coordinated effort to complete an assignment. Here is the assignment. The content is very similar, however, look how the question is framed differently. As a team, determine 3 important lessons students can learn from the Diary of Anne Frank. Identify the most important lesson, and as a team, design a digital poster that teaches the lesson. With collaboration, the students will not go off and become independent experts. Instead, they're going to come together and make some very important decisions. The students will need to work together to process what they've learned from Anne Frank's diary. They're going to have to think critically about what is the most important lesson, what's the takeaway from this book, and what I want to share with my peers and my teacher. As they work through this information, they'll be building knowledge. They'll be creating a greater understanding of Anne Frank, the time period she lived in, and the impact she still has on society today. Another interesting part of collaborative learning is the teacher's role. Here the teacher is more of a guide and an overseer, while the students are the ones doing the creation and the publication of content. A key component to successful collaboration is communication, and thus using a learning management system like we've been talking about on this website is going to allow our students to post their ideas and discuss the direction of their project. They'll be able to share information and keep the project going whether they're at school or not. Also, you as the instructor can look in and see how their project is progressing. So in closing, cooperation is much like a patchwork quilt where each student brings together their own piece to make a final product, compared to collaboration, which is more like a tapestry that's been woven together by the students, including the best of their ideas and the best of their understanding to create content. I hope you've enjoyed this webinar, and I hope you're enjoying the Connected Learner website.